Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, March 1st, 2018. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. If you booked your tickets to the Fitness International event next weekend and couldn't help to think to yourself that something just didn't quite feel right, well, you're probably suffering from a case of what doctors call Kristina Withdrawal. Over the weekend, the reigning Arnold and Olympia champ dropped a few new training clips for the legions of fans out there in Grishina Nation, who now all find themselves wondering who's going to step up and fill the void once the action finally kicks in this coming weekend. True to form, Grishina is still looking as flawless as ever, and now that she's finally going to have a little downtime, it might make you wonder what sort of magic she's about to unleash on the rest of the division once she jumps back into action later this year, or will she? Because after all, she claims she's retired. With one of the greatest bodybuilding spectacles on earth right around the corner, the big question on the table for everyone in the classic physique division is, can anyone stop Briana Ansley? By all accounts, the defending Olympia champ had himself a monster off-season, and now he's looking to ink another chapter in the record books by becoming the inaugural winner of the International Classic Physique title. The latest updates to emerge from the Ansley camp have been nothing short of amazing, which means that whoever's planning to come in and take on the champ better be very prepared to deliver a knockout performance. And until somebody can convince me otherwise, as of right now, I say the smart money heading into this weekend at the Arnold Classic would be on Breon Ansley to bring home the gold. Last week, there was a ton of buzz coming out of the boxing world when a rematch between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin was finally made official. But I'm not sure if the two best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet can keep up with Angelica Teixeira. A little over a week away from putting her Bikini International title on the line against some of the most talented athletes in the division, Teixeira is starting to look an awful lot like someone who has absolutely no intention of vacating her spot as the undisputed queen of the bikini sport. In the past, we've seen a few special athletes go back-to-back here at the Arnold, but I don't know if any of them has been operating at the level that we see Teixeira operating at now. And history tells us that when you've got a potentially all-time great athlete in the prime of their career operating at peak form, well, it usually takes one hell of an effort for someone to step in and slow that freight train down. Stay tuned. Being able to keep yourself at the top of your craft for the better part of a decade is no easy feat. And one of these days, I'm going to get around to sitting down and having a talk on camera with Flex Lewis to find out exactly how he did it. Recently, the best to ever do it in the 212 division released a short clip from one of his latest back day efforts as he starts to get back into the groove of things after some well-deserved R&R. With everything that Flex dealt with last season, especially the tragic death of his longtime friend, Dallas McCarver, doing what he did up there on that Olympia stage to win his 6th straight title was a pretty momentous task when you sit back and think about it. So, now that he's had some time to clear his head and get back to business and rest up his body, hopefully these next few months will all go according to plan so that we can see the best Flex Lewis ever make a strong push for title number 7 come September. Anytime you can put yourself on the same list as Lee Haney, Ronnie Coleman, and Iris Kyle, you're in some pretty good company. But if you even thought for a second that Phil Heath was going to back off the gas, now that he's cruising in for a chance to earn his 8th straight Olympia title, it can only mean one of two things. Either you're a certified hater, or you've been asleep at the wheel for the last 7 years. This week, the champ released a quick clip from one of his latest arm days, where we get a chance to catch our first glimpse at the best biceps in bodybuilding for the first time this season. Up to this point in the year, things have been pretty low-key from Phil and his team, as one might expect. But something tells me that once he sees this historic battle that's about to go down on the Arnold Classic stage this weekend, it'll get his blood moving once again, and I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if we started to see the champ make his presence felt publicly a little bit more these next few weeks. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.